Hi everyone, welcome to Tuesday Connect. We are glad that you could tune in. Tuesday Connect is where we apply a biblical worldview to ordinary everyday issues. And today we're talking about money, 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 money. You ever know that phrase? Money, 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 money. That's what we're going to be talking about. And today I'm so happy to be joined by Bundi on my right, Richard Bundi, and also Ramson, Pastor Ramson, both pastors in the who work with the youth and young people. And today we're going to talk about this subject. I was thinking about how the world is all clamoring towards money. Money is this thing where we are all converging towards. Ever heard the phrase "tukutane kwa debe"? Money is our debe, and we're all going towards it. Yeah? Somebody said that money makes the world go round, and you can't blame them. I was trying to think, from the moment we were born, it's as if we've been prepared, to get some money. We've been put in some sort of rat race. I think that's the word that is used. We're in this rat race of life, and the world, how the world defines success, it looks at your money. Look at the Forbes list, for example. It's like that is a measure of whether you've made it in life. And the whole world, everybody, is clamoring, running towards, money. I have a question. Have you ever wanted to be on this list? The top 40 and the 40, the Forbes list, Have you ever had this desire to be rich? Or to put it differently, how did your upbringing maybe shape you about money?
Let me go first on the Forbes list. I used to be okay until that Forbes list shows up. Again, you are reminded that there are people doing something out there. Yeah. So always I think you'd see them and then you'd be like, now I want to be like this. And then sometimes, that desire would fizzle out. And then again, when something comes again, I think of that, I think it's true. When we say, Ecclesiastes talks about, I noticed that all ambition is out of one man's envy of another man. So I think I would be okay until that list shows up. Yeah. But when thinking about my growing up, there's this pullout that used to be on Nation. It would be around sound systems and that Nation is producing. And at that time, CD changers were a big thing. And so I remember looking at that thing and I'd be seeing 150K sound system. And so in my mind, I'm just thinking, how would this sound feel like if I had it in my house? Of course, I knew it. My dad would never give a second thought to buying such a piece. Yeah, so I think when growing up and some of the experiences that I had were just looking at some of those pullouts and just thinking, when I get older, I need to have money so that I can just have all these things that I currently desire and so much want. It didn't help. My dad was one of those guys who's very strict with money. You'd go to my dad, you needed a good elevator pitch. If you didn't have a good elevator pitch, you're not getting any money from my dad. Yeah. So you needed to come and say, here is this. And then sometimes he'd surprise you with, I gave you 500 last week. What did you do with that money? And then you'd have to come and say...
It's more like 500 last year.
They expect
it to be still there.
Yeah, so I just instinctively became very careful about money so that when next time I'm asked, I have my list of this is what I did. Even if, I think I even learned to forge some things. You assume I bought airtime. So you see a 20 bob missing. You say, that one I bought airtime or I took a border when you didn't take border. So, yeah, I think those are some of the ways in which I remember my interactions with money. Yeah.
And you, Bundi, did you ever desire to be rich? How did you think about money as you were growing up? Well, this rat race.
Well, it helps that my name is Richard, so you know, it's like right there.
You know, I was just thinking of Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
So you're right about that. In fact, I was thinking about some of the books that were pushed to us when we were young. There was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. There was this other one, The Richest Man in Babylon. But then there was also Gifted Hands. If you never read those books, you are not a driven person.
It was given to me. Compulsory. I still remember on my 13th birthday, my mom writing a message, and then it was Gifted Hands, and then it was given to me. So
I confess I never read it though, because I didn't want to become a surgeon or anything like that. That is why it was hooked you up with that book. You're on your way to becoming successful.
That's why it was given to you, so that you stop thinking of those other careers.
But my personal experiences with money, everyone I think has had a desire to kind of make it in life. I think I came from a background that wasn't really doing well. Really struggled growing up. So first glimpses of cash were TV programs like Omo Pika Box. You remember Money or The Box? And everyone will always divert towards money. It was why gamble on something that you're not sure.
No, but with that box, I stayed with that box because of the car. There was a car. It
was a Nissan.
There was a promise. There was a promise in that box that if you chose the box, you'd get it. So I think that was my first experience with money. And my dad used to work in Tao, and we used to leave shags. Shags Gashie. It was kind of shags at the time. So whenever I'd want to come see my dad, he'd be angry if I came and I only had fare one way. He was like, maybe you'll come one day one way and you don't have fare to go back. So I never walk in town without money, like a 50 bob or 100 bob. It was a principle he always set for us. And he ensured we went to very good schools. So I was able to go to a private school in Raima. But I'd go home and I know the reality of where we are living. But my dad was so passionate about good education. So we got good education, but we really struggled. And so you grow up saying, probably if I had money, things would be a bit different. Because the visiting days I was in boarding, parents would come, bring their kids stuff, and then you're like, what's happening to my life? But he really valued that what you're going there to get is education, in as much as you'll interact with guys of higher classes. So I think that was my experience with money growing up.
But there's a story I've just remembered when he's talking about how when you're growing up and how it affected you. I remember I can't say we were not privileged. I think we were privileged. We didn't lack much. But one thing I lacked, I didn't have a PlayStation. And so our neighbors, my neighbors, I won't mention names, but some of our friends had PlayStation. And sometimes I would feel like my sense of worth is based on the money. Because this is what would happen. You want to go play PlayStation, and the number of rules that were there before you could be allowed into the house so that you play, you'd be told, first of all, you have to come, you shouldn't be dirty, you shouldn't, whatever you'll move around, you need to put them, they'd ensure that we have the stools, the wooden stools to sit. Don't you dare sit on the sofas. So I remember my sense of worth sometimes, just feeling like, okay, we felt like we were pets for the owner of the PS, and these were pests that, we just need to find a ways to accommodate them. But really, so I felt like my sense of worth at some times would be attached to what do you have. So this guy is valued because he's able, their family is able to get them this, that. And then for you others, you have to beg. Just to come.
Without it, would you ever go there?
No, but were you ever tempted, because you lacked that thing, to say, when I grow up, I'll get for myself.
My kids.
I really wanted to get a PS. The car desire fizzled out in Campo. I got other...
Because of Jesus? Or
No, I got other desires. I came, you saw other things and you're like, the PS can... But I remember having a PS, I felt like I always knew the prices of a PS, because I just knew I want this thing at some point. I want this thing. And just the gaming desire. I personally did want to be rich, and I wanted to be on that list.
I was on that rat race of seeking wealth. You know, I wanted to live in the currents of this world, to have that 4x4, that big house, you know, having the money. I mean, quite honestly, that was me growing up. You know, I remember when there's this artist called 50 Cent. You know, he had an album called Get Rich or Die Trying. that was definitely our motto, you know. Get money by all means possible. And I can't help but notice that this has always been the theme in popular culture.
Yeah.
You know, by all means, make the money, get the money. There's this artist called Jerry Dubis, who has this song where the chorus, the refrain will be, Mina like Chapa. Mina like Chapa, you know, and we'll be like, hey, of course, I like the money, I like money. And then this guy called Octopizzo, I think in one of his lines he has something like, you know, you get that mullah, buy that ndula, which really resonates with the young people, you know, whatever it means, whatever it takes, get that money and just meet your desires, you know. And I wonder, are there any other references to money that you guys know of in popular culture that is really driving this craze, you know, of this rat race, of just getting rich, that is making us all run towards the money? Any other references to chums in popular culture?
There's so many. I think if you're a lover of music, like I do love music. They've been there since day one. Bruno Mars sings Billionaire. He even mentions the Forbes magazine. I want to be on the cover.
How does it go?
I want to be a billionaire, so freaking bad. Buy all of the things I never had. On the cover of Forbes magazine.
Smiling
next to Oprah and the Queen.
And every time I close my eyes,
I see my name in shiny lights.
A different city every night.
I'm beginning to get worried about our pastor here. If you could quote the Bible, this level of
I do it for general knowledge and ministering to other people.
Me, it was not general knowledge. That's what I listened to. I would remind myself that before I went to high school, you know, before I went to study, when I needed motivation, you know, teams psych up. For me, I would psych up myself with that song.
The world better prepare.
The world better prepare.
When I'm a billionaire. Yeah, so there's so many. Even the old school guys. I used to listen to a lot of Zilizopendwa. Rafiki pesa, bwana nipe pesa, watoto wana shida. So I think it's not just a today issue. It's something that's been ingrained from the past, where money has been propagated as a solution. It's tangible. It's right there. You want this, you get it. So popular culture since day one. Yeah.
And I don't think even it's just in pop culture as such, but even our families and how they were structured. Money was a big, big deal. I remember guys saying, you know, even in terms of how relationships went, you'd notice whenever it came to money, relationships around money were, you know, dicey, or conversations around money were not something to be joked around with. You know, it would cause conflicts at home. In some homes, you'd hear, you know, your dad, he's not spending money here or something, or you'd hear... or even when I grow up, I would notice, you know, I grew up in a setup where there was one industry that was the centerpiece of the whole community. Now, you see, in that industry, you get to know when somebody has, you know, fraudulently gotten some money through the organization, or somebody is on suspension because of it. And I quickly noticed, you know, guys are really pursuing this thing. And also I would notice the amount of respect and even fear the CEOs and the, you know, whoever was on the top tier, whenever they showed up in the schools that we were in, the amount of respect they were accorded, you would see it. And I think recently, the other thing that I just think about, maybe that's more pop culture, is our status. You know, what we put on our status, WhatsApp, or, you know, Facebook or social media. Those quotes of, you know, I remember one that I usually find interesting, you know, work hard until you don't have to introduce yourself. You know, such quotes that are just about...
You only go by one name.
Oprah. Because when your name is mentioned, nobody has any doubts who you are.
Nobody has doubts.
People know it's the you know?
It's the
that
rich
person.
body.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things.
There's another phrase that is quite popular. This one for fake it till you make it. And I feel like that really summarizes just what a big deal that money is to society in general. Fake it till you make it. And these days, it's easy to see that theme. You just need to open social media, you know, and people want to put their best out there, you know, to create an impression that all they're doing is well, all they're doing is succeeding, that they are rising, you know, and rising. So guys will post pictures of them traveling, you know, guys will post pictures of them in the Java. You know, and that's the once in a while thing. The guy has been eating dondo at home.
He went to Tao on one Sunday, took all the photos you needed. You went to Java, took the photos you needed.
No, and then you were posting them during the...
Yeah, and then you did a change of clothes. You took some photos next to Arboretum. And
I'm yet to meet somebody who's balanced, who's giving just a balanced story about their own lives. You know, today I jabbed, then, you know...
Didn't go well today.
Today it's dondo, you know.
my hair is not good today, that's why it's covered.
Woke up like this.
You know, so... And, I mean, social media has really been that place where we fake it till we make it. And this is really seen, I think, in all areas of life. There are people who... you call them for a job interview, or maybe they're trying to pitch for a tender somewhere. They will go and hire like a huge SUV, you know, like a V6 something, so that they can check in and you can immediately begin to give them the respect, you know, because they're all suited up and they're coming with this big car. But that's not them. You know,
you can't be applying for a tender of 10 million and you show up. How can we be sure you will deliver?
I mean, you can tell this is how, that's because society has shaped us like that. You know, create an impression that you have the money. You know, fake it until you make it. Earlier on we were talking and Ted said, actually maybe that idea is what is really driving the huge uptake of debt, you know, in society today. You know, there's these debt apps, these loan apps that have come up, you know, and they are really making crazy money. And there's a word which we never used to know before, but these days we know it's CRB. People have been listed. Why? You know, because they want to become rich quick. They want to fake it till they make it. You know, they will do anything to get there. You know, I think this is also what is driving the gambling culture. You know, get rich and other get-rich quick schemes. I think people have been...
if you look at the profits they are making, it shows you the number of people who are in there, who are involved in just the industry and the uptake, and how it spread out so fast.
I mean, there are stories and sagas and of how people get their money stolen, you know, in some merry-go-rounds and something, because we want to get that money really badly, you know. But I was thinking, apart from this bad press, the money has received, you know, all this negative vibe. Is there any reason why we should encourage our people to pursue money? Is there a good side to money that can be reclaimed apart from the... I mean, because we can sit here and talk about all the evils, you know, but is there a good thing about money? Something that we can say, pursue hard work so you can get money because of X, Y, Z. Is there any reason why we should encourage our people to work hard for money?
Yeah, I think there are good reasons. It's being the legal tender that we need to operate in our world today. You do need money to travel, so there's fare. You need money to buy food, to pay rent, electricity, water. That's why people work to get this legal tender. The way the world has been shaped today, money is a necessity. If we need to trade, go all the way back to barter trade, then we'd be taught those things of they used to exchange goods.
Salt bars.
But then goods were indivisible to an extent, so they make money. So money is a necessity. I need money.
It's a good thing.
I don't think I'm shy to say that I do need money. You start adulting, I think our youth get shocked by, hey, so these things actually, money is what?
No, they're not shocked about money. They're shocked about carry.
The file nil returns 10 years straight.
Like there's a point. Have you seen the meme of how Karen looks at you when you file nil returns and then your Instagram stories.
No, I saw another meme the other day of a chimpanzee. It was saying, you guys call us foolish, but you guys are the foolish ones because you have to pay to live on this earth. They're living for free, but we have to pay. So say that really shocks young people that they have certain obligations. When you reach a certain age.
Yeah. And I think just think about those issues of how money is a good thing in terms of we look at Ephesians, Paul speaking, and he says, command, those who've stealing, but still no longer, but they must work hard so that they can even have something to give to others. I think what we are thinking here, maybe it would have worked in different formats, but right now we can think of it in terms of money, in terms of we give, from our produce. What part of our produce is given to us in the form of money, and then so you're thinking about how we can use it to worship God, express our love of God. I think when we give to the needy, when we give all those things, I think show a good side of money. You look at Paul in Philippians, he really gives a lot, when you're thinking how he says he remembers these guys with gratitude in his heart. And the thing he's saying is their partnership in the gospel. And part of their partnership in the gospel was just that aspect of them sending money to ensure that he's provided for. In chapter 4, when he's just talking about, through Epaphroditus, you've already given to me more than I actually need. And he says it goes up as a fragrant offering, pleasing to God. So God is pleased in how we use our money in terms. So I think, when we say he who gives to the needy lends to God, that's another aspect. God is like, you're lending to me. And so I see ways in which, money is a good thing because it's allowing you to engage in all these things and participate in worship of God. Yeah.
Plus also, if there was another way that society would have been cultured to ensure the exchange of materials and stuff, we would have gravitated to that mode. So if it was just barter trade through and through till today, that would have been our mode of exchange. But culturally, we are meant to use this legal tender. There's euros in Europe, there's the dollar in US, there's the Kenya shilling in Kenya.
There's Bitcoin. There's Bitcoin. Other cryptocurrencies, which we don't have no idea how they're mined. But you're right. You're right about that. There is reason for believers, I guess, to be encouraged to work hard for money. It would be wrong for us, to come to a recording like this, and make pursuit of money look like it's evil in and of itself. The points that you guys have raised are really important. That God can use money really to advance His causes. And you've mentioned generosity. And God does want us to work hard. Not so that we can meet our own needs, but so that we can also meet the needs of others. And I think that is already motivation for us to work hard for money. There are, of course, dangers that come with not having money. I think it's Proverbs 30, where the wise man says, give me neither poverty nor riches. Which I don't know whether any of you has ever made a prayer like that. He said, just give me my daily bread. Why? Because if I have too much, I'll grow proud. I will say, who is the Lord? I will disown you. But if I become poor, I will steal and then dishonor you. And so I think lack of money, if we become slothful and we don't have money, then I guess we open ourselves up to lots of temptations and I guess trials which we need not enter into because God has given us, He does give the ability to make wealth. And I feel like one of the ways to honor God is to really apply this ability to make wealth so that we can honor God, keep ourselves from temptation and also advance His work. So there's a lot we could say about money, but I want us to end on that note. I don't know whether any of you has any parting shot. We will do later part 2 of this money talk, where we can get to talk about, I guess, the dangers of flipping the pendulum, on one side where you become so driven and so focused on money and what that could do to you. But today I want us to end on that positive note. The money is good, and let's work hard and get it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the only thing that keeps troubling my mind as we end on that positive note is I do know the struggle a Christian has with dealing with money. It's having been condemned, sometimes even in our church space. But even I myself, I find it so helpful for us to always view the gifts that God gives us, like money, in through the lenses that He wants us to view them, not in our own personal lenses, as my own parting shot. So I look forward to next week as well to see where this rabbit hole leads. Yeah.
All right, there you have it. Money, 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 money. I don't think money makes the world go around, but God does that. You know, in Him we live, move, and have our being. But go ahead, work hard, get that mullah, and don't just buy that ndula. Sort some other people out too, and make a contribution to the work that the Lord is doing. It's the means that God has given us to survive, and I guess partner with Him in His work. So we want to end on that note. Thank you for tuning in, and see you next time for Tuesday Connect. My name is Sam. This is Ramson and Bundi, and we are out.